Yeah, well, I gave up on that. I'm over here watching the Cincinnati Texas Tech game.
Oh, how's that game going?
It was going back and forth until our Cincinnati's running back fumbled, and now we got the ball. They fumbled and they scored, so they went up and took the lead because it was tied up at half 24-24.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so when Cincy fumbled, Texas Tech scored, and then Cincinnati got to field goal range, kicked the field goal. Texas Tech got to field goal range, kicked the field goal. So at this point, since he doesn't score the game, it's a wrap.
Oh, all right. Let's see. So let's pull up some info. Yeah, I mean, right now it's 33-21. I mean, you
It's
think
garbage
about
time. It's garbage. It's been garbage time since the
yeah.
second quarter.
Well, yeah, you take into account what 3 turnovers by Beck. Yeah, yeah. I haven't really been impressed by Beck this season anyway. Um, but we'll get to a few thoughts on that game as usual, man. It's Saturday. We're here to talk about what we witnessed earlier today. So we appreciate everybody showing up. So let's go ahead and get to it. This is the place where sports opinions collide. That in sports. I'm your host Kenneth Beans. Joining me, we have Nick. What up, bro?
What's going on?
Chilling, chilling, chilling. Just here to recap the Colorado game that we've been kind of walking on this journey so far this college season. Right now they are 4-1. So walking the same path they did last year before things kind of fell apart. But but nevertheless they're here. And what were your thoughts on what you saw today? Because it honestly wasn't much of a contest.
Well, that was my main thought. It was that well, it's interesting because last week we came here. Shelton was gassing up the goddamn UCF like they were ranked. I can understand if they were ranked, even if they were number 25 in the top 25. I can understand why Shelton would have said what he said last week. But we kept on looking at this schedule, and I kept telling you, I was like, this is the season. This is the part of the season where they have to get their wins to be like, all right, at least we got these wins out the way. Anything over that is icing on the cake. And we predicted it, at least me and you did, as far as like UCF should not be an issue for them to win.
Mm-mm.
I don't give a fuck what I was. And then when Sheldon talked about the spread, I was like, damn, I didn't even think the spread was going to be that drastic because I'm like, who the fuck is UCF? Like,
Right.
like when did they become overwhelming favorites like that? So when I saw it was a 14 or a 12 and a half point spread still, I was just kind of like, okay, I don't believe that. But we'll see. So going into the game, how it started, I was like, ah, damn, bro. Shelton's like early. Like I'm like, all right, maybe this is what they was talking about because Shador threw a pick, which gave UCF like basically it was in the red zone early. And then it shit the bed quickly as well. Cause quarterback, what's his name? What was his name? Richardson?
KJ Jefferson.
Jefferson. He threw a gorgeous pick, if you want to call it that. If it was to his teammate, then yeah, it's horrible. But it was a gorgeous pick by the Colorado defender, and it kind of went off the rails from there. It kind of felt like Colorado just took over from that standpoint. It was when it came to scoring, which obviously Travis Hunter started this avalanche that happened. But overall, it was like I was surprised about how dominant they won this game, but at the same time, I did expect them to win. So it's kind of like I don't really know. Their floor was higher, was almost touching the ceiling, basically, for me. Now, their dominance in this, as far as running and passing and defense, it was surprising, but this is a game they had to win, though.
Yeah. And I wasn't concerned.
He threw a pick. It's a wrap. Son of a bitch.
I think there were a couple of things. One, yeah, you already detailed what we looked at last week when it came to this matchup. Very much like Baylor, who, they came back to make it a game, but they were getting smashed earlier today. UCF, they didn't appear threatening. Um, you know, especially when I heard that they only had one sack on the year.
Hmm.
And we know Colorado, that's the reason why Baylor was even in that game was because they had 8 sacks, or why they were
Nebraska.
winning that game. Yeah,
Shador called
Nebraska.
out his whole offensive line after the Nebraska game.
Yeah. So yeah, when I was like, oh well, they can't get pressure. That's going to be a problem because Shador's going to pick them apart. And then I heard that they were run dominant, like the leading rushing team in the country. Blah 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 blah. And Colorado's run defense typically struggles. Now, I will give Sanders credit. He is sticking to running the ball, and it's paying off for them. And we'll see if he continues to pay off for them. So I will give him credit for that. I thought Sanders had them boys ready to play. But once I heard that and once I saw the interception, I was like, oh, this ain't gonna go the way they need to go, because once they get down, what are they gonna do? KJ
Yeah.
Jefferson out there looking like he played like he a football player that played on the yard, so we're in prison.
Yeah,
So
he looked like he looked like he only knew how to play football from Pee Wee, and then he got locked up real early as a kid. And by the time he came back out, he was a grown man that only know how to play Pee Wee football because he do the most basic shit. He is literally just trying to run you over. That's all
yep.
he trying. He could he could pass a little bit. But all I saw was a 6'8" looking dude. I don't know if that's his height, but that's how tall he looked when he came, and he just started running. Even he made the defensive like linemen who were trying to sack him look small. I'm like, bro,
Yep.
how tall is this motherfucker? Like, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Once they got behind, I figured it was a wrap. And Colorado just looked better. They played better. Travis Hunter cooked that corner on that first touchdown pass. Granted, they got it back with the big play, but they weren't able to really hold it and do much with it. But offensively, they couldn't keep up. They couldn't stop the run, and they just couldn't make plays. And their strength was turned into what looked like it was a weakness to me, because if that's all you're going to do, that's all they're going to have to do really is crowd the line of scrimmage. And then, I know people, you look at experience. I think experience, well, it helps in both areas. People talking about these 4th, 5th year seniors that they got out there. But when I decided to look around and see what was going on and why people were hyping up this team like that, I decided, this is why I look at the schedules, man. This is why this stuff matters to me. Who are you playing? And they played New Hampshire. They played Sam Houston. And then last week they were down to TCU by 28-7 they were talking about, and then they came back and won that 35-34. So maybe that was a good win, but they were down in that game. So they ain't really played a legit team to me. And we'll see, they got to play Florida next. Florida's not that good, and then they go on and on and on. But this was a game that I felt they should win, and they went out and won in a dominant fashion. And I think they did a good job at it.
to your point with college football, like with the NFL, it's like you make the argument that every team is a professional team and anybody can win on any given Sunday. With college football, to me, is like when we talk about these first 4 or 5 games, it's like, are you playing any ranked teams, and or who do you play in your second half of your schedule? Because to me, it's like it's either or. Well, I shouldn't have said and or. It should be either or. Because when you're talking about the dominant teams or teams that we just, compare other teams to, is like, all right, who have you playing that's ranked so far this season? And how did you look at, like, what was you looking like against them? And if you haven't played any ranked teams, we know you're going to play somebody in that second half. So maybe we should just grade you off the second half. That's where I was getting at with Colorado. And that's where I was getting at with UCF, is like, Colorado hasn't really played anybody where you should really be scared of like that. Or like, except for Nebraska. Nebraska was the only big thing for me, was because it was like, that's a Big Ten school. So they are used to playing some stars. So let's see how they go up against them. And they got their ass kicked. So then that's why from there, it's like you have to now redeem yourself because you're not playing anybody ranked or scary. So now you have to run off these wins to prove that you even good beating up the shitty guys.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think this is where the schedule, let me look at the schedule. I think this is where moving forward, their toughest competition will come. But I first want to say this was a Travis Hunter game, though. I got to give
Yeah.
credit to Travis. And it's crazy to say that because last game was a fucking Travis Hunter game. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he is just cementing the fact that I know I said this before too. He's just cementing the fact that he's the number one overall pick. Like he can stop playing football right now, and he's the number one overall pick. Like I don't see how unless you're just I don't see what team couldn't use him
Hmm.
offensively or defensively. Like, granted, I'm not gonna go as far as Richard Sherman say he don't look good as a wide receiver, but he's talented. You know, he's talented, and he as a defender, he can easily translate to a corner. So I just think that he's won the multiple games by himself. It's hard to even look at Shador as a top 5 pick in comparison to Travis Hunter because I know that's what Dion wants. He wants them both to be top 5 picks, but I'm like Shador, like Travis is about to be a Heisman winner. So saying like, okay, both of you are in the same tier, it don't really seem that way because Shador does ball out here and there. But when it comes to stiff competition, he don't really ball out like that, at least for what I've seen. So this is where I'm trying to see him, and I'm grading him as they're saying like he's supposed to be the best QB out this draft class. And I'm like, there's Cam Ward, there's now Milrow, who's balling out this world. Like you can even argue who was the other guy? They was trying to hype up that dude from Ole Miss. Well, clearly he had a shitty game, so
Oh,
maybe
Dart. Yeah.
yeah, they're trying to hype him up too. They even try to hype up Connor Beck, so I see those coming off. But still, I think Shador right now to me is the third best QB in the country,
Mm.
behind Ward and Milrow. Like if I'm drafting a player, that's what I'm saying. But this was definitely a Travis. I got to give Travis Hunter his flowers. Like he has been, he is the best player in the country right now in college football.
That interception he had, that shit
That
was
that's
crazy.
that iced the game. That iced the game early.
He guarded 3 people on that route on that play, which was crazy. Especially when I saw the replay, I was like, damn, like he checked everybody.
Which made Jefferson look like even more of a goofball. Like nigga, out of all 3 guys, you picked the one on the one route that he could bite easily. Like
Exactly. Yeah, when he handed that corner off to his help, and then it just sat on that route, and then just broke on the ball, and Jefferson saw it late too,
that's
which
what I'm
made
saying.
it
Like
even worse.
I would think that
which
Jefferson would just
yeah.
just throw it up top to the guy who's running deep because he can't go. Like he's going to be hesitant to guard either one of y'all, so he's not going to get you on the off the line like that. But again, that's just Travis Hunter being Travis Hunter. He's the best player in the college football. So to me, that just cements that. Shador was good though. I mean, outside the pick, it wasn't like he was bad. It's just that when you look at that team and you look at that game, it's like you just come away saying, "Who the fuck is this kid number 12?" So
Yeah. No, Hunter's good, and Shador was good too. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, and these are the games that I look for. Dominating teams like that. Like you
yeah,
should be dominating, guys like this.
and I will
And
also say, Shador threw some balls that was 50-50. If you playing a better team, some of those picks, like that pick that the touchdown he threw to number 14, I forget his name.
oh,
But
Shepard.
no, yeah, he actually had to come and like basically take it out of the range of. Granted, he was fighting against a corner, so they can't catch anyway. But like he had to take that. I looked at that pass like that wasn't really on the money like that. That was a 50-50 ball. If the corner even had more awareness, he could have picked that off right in front of him. But he did again. He did enough to win the game, way more than enough to win the game, and they won in blowout fashion. But like they said, they got 4 wins, so they tied what they did last year. So moving forward, their schedule is Kansas State, who I think they played today, didn't they?
Yeah, they had a pretty good win today, but they had a
Oh, they
shitty
bust.
game
Yeah,
last week.
they did because
So,
they lost to BYU. They had an ugly loss to BYU, but they threw a 42 on Oklahoma State, and they were actually ranked.
hmm
So this next game may be. This is one of them ones.
I think they
This
can
is
beat
one of
them
them.
though. I think
They're
Kansas
at
State.
home. They're at
Yeah,
home, so they should.
yeah, I think they can beat Kansas State. I'm not that impressed with Kansas State. I just think that's a winnable game. But keep going.
That's the game, though.
Yeah,
This again, like I mentioned, like this. Whoever you played that's either ranked or what does your second half schedule look like? So this is the Kansas State, and then they're on the road to face Arizona, which I think they did they win? Oh, they lost. Oh yeah, they lost to Kansas State. But Arizona faces Utah before they face Colorado. Utah is ranked 10th, so Arizona maybe want to use that Colorado game to get back on track if they get busted by Utah, which they most likely will. So that's a big game too.
Mhm.
So Kansas State is up next. Luckily, they got that at home. Ooh, that's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game because they know Kansas has to come up because they can't just come off a win like that, and then this game is most likely going to be on national TV or something like that, especially with Colorado coming in with just one loss um, at home.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
to hunt these Colorado games now. Last year, bro, them things were everywhere. Now you got to
easy.
find them.
Yeah. They put them on at 3:30. I'm like, damn, that's an early ass game for them. But
Hmm.
obviously they had Georgia and Alabama. I don't even know between the two games what was the better blowout, but um, yeah, I'm more excited about what they do against Kansas State because right now, if he wins another game, he's done it. He's done his job as far as he can say we improved each season that I was here at the barest of minimums. But obviously, he needs to win 6 to 7. Personally, I think he need to win at least 8 games. But if he wins 6 to 7 games, because he's going to win another game, I know that he has to.
Yeah. They'll be
But I don't know if
Kansas
he's
is
gonna. I don't know if
trash.
he's
They'll
gonna
beat
win two.
Kansas.
I don't know if he's gonna win two more games. Now he may beat Cincinnati because Cincinnati clearly doesn't know how to keep leads. They was up 17. I think it
Hmm.
was like 14-0 at one point to start the game, and then they lost basically by 2 touchdowns. So Cincinnati doesn't know how to. Their defense is trash. You can talk about from the Bengals to the college team. Their defense is trash. Um, but you don't know how those games could go by that time. But I only see 2 wins. I only see
Mm.
two. I only see 2 wins as far as at best. I don't see them winning more than. I don't see them getting to 10 wins.
I'm sticking by I'm sticking by my 7. Kansas, I think they'll beat them. So that's 5. Um,
So you're saying they're going. So basically, you're saying they're going to win. If you're saying that, then you're saying they're going to win the next 4 straight. You're saying they're going to get 8 wins because
if they
if
beat
they could be,
Kansas State, they're going to be on a roll.
if you're confident they can beat Kansas State, then they could beat Arizona and Cincinnati and Texas Tech. Like they should be able to win all 3 of those games if you think they can beat Kansas State without question. The only thing is them last 3 games is against Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma. Granted, those two tougher teams are at home, but Utah ain't nothing to sneeze at, neither is Oklahoma State. Because if they win 8 wins, then you're saying that they can possibly, okay, let's say give them the Kansas game, that's 9. They should be able to split between Utah and Oklahoma State, which means that they damn near probably going to the damn college football playoffs if they have at least 10 wins. Now, if they have another loss, that still is fine because I know a college football team is going to get in with
Hmm.
2 losses. But that means that Oklahoma State game, if they have 10 wins by that point, would be key. Because then they'll have to win 11 to secure a playoff spot. Which
Yeah,
again,
which
we talking about shit that really we at this point, bro. Kid, like let's just say they had a nice win against UCF because we gassing them. If you think they go split between Utah and Oklahoma State, I think those is 2 L's guaranteed.
well, I think the first 4 games outside of Colorado State, I think they wanted to beat them down. They've been close games. For all intents and purposes, Shador pulled magic out of a hat. He did a great job, was clutch when they needed to be, and they took care of business. So was Travis Hunter. That game was a loss if the defensive coach made the right call. So things look a little shaky, and maybe they don't have the confidence going into UCF. So so I'm saying 3 more. So Kansas, where's the other 2? I think they'll beat Kansas.
They have to win their next 3
No,
because
I think Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's
If
that's what I'm
if
saying.
you're saying that they can beat
That's within the
Cincinnati,
next 3.
Arizona,
That's their next 3.
and Kansas State,
Yeah, it's
that's a toss up.
Kansas State, Arizona, Cincinnati. You're saying they're going to win all 3 of those. You're confident. I'm not saying you're guaranteeing it, but like you're saying those are wins. Those should be wins.
I'm saying that when I look at the rest of their schedule, they have 4 wins. Where do I see the 3 possible wins? I see them potentially being Arizona. I'm gonna go about you with what you say with Cincinnati. and then Kansas. I think those could be the 3 ones they can get.
The three to me is Arizona, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, and that's after Kansas State. The reason why I'm bringing up saying Kansas State is a key game is because if they lose that game, they can't lose any other games for the rest of the season if they want to be in the playoffs for as the best outcome. But for a bowl game, I don't see them. They can't lose more than 4 games, I would say. So if they lose to Kansas State, I'm already booking them to lose Utah and Oklahoma State. That's 3 losses. That's 3 more losses. Then I know they're not going to sweep through Arizona, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, and Kansas. They're going to lose one of them. So that means at that point you're not really in a bowl game. You're just trying to have a. You're just going to basically just say like we won more than we won last year. But if they're good as people say they is, after they should beat Kansas State. That's their first test. If they can't beat Kansas State, then
Yep.
that's going to tell me everything I need to know about this team.
Yep. I think and I think Kansas State better be careful, bro. Like a lot of these teams, when they see Colorado on the schedule, they get hyped up and amped up to play them, and they don't come out and just play football. And I think that hurts them.
Nebraska did. Nebraska played Nebraska football, and it worked
Yeah,
out
yeah,
for
yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But some of these other teams, I think, like definitely Colorado State. I think UCF was a little hype early. This was one that they wanted. They wanted to win this game,
The
and they got tore up.
the one thing I will say about Colorado is that they're not afraid of a shootout. I think there's certain teams in college football that like are afraid of a shootout. Like Colorado's like, look, we could do a shootout. So like if we need to win like that, we can win like that. My thing is like I don't know if other teams are that have that much firepower because that's another thing that I noticed this game is Colorado has a lot of firepower. When it
Mm,
comes to like the web, they're kind of built like um, the Bengals with that, where as far as their run game is meh, but their passing game is what they hang they hat on. And
yeah,
obviously plays from Travis Hunter too.
yep. So yeah, good win. I again felt they should have win this game. You did as well, and I still think they'll get 3 wins. So I wasn't as down on Colorado as a lot of people were coming into the season. So
I just knew he had to win more than 4 games this season. That's all I
yeah,
knew he had to do. He couldn't he
yeah.
couldn't he couldn't say he's a successful coach. He couldn't really brag. He couldn't brag about nothing if he didn't win as many games, if not more games than he did last year. So that's why 5 games was my lowest bar for him this season.
Well, I might have to change the title of this video because Rob, they'll tell you in the chat, bro, in the Dead End Sports chat, bro. Come on now. Anyway, this one, this one right here, man. This Joy, we got a game, 33-28.
They came back.
Yeah, man.
Damn,
I
Bama's on
think
the
they playing the edges a little bit better because and I first I want to give Milrow a lot of credit. Um, I think that he's shown a lot of improvement this year.
as a quarterback for sure.
Yes, yes. Last year, but this year he definitely way more confident. It was like he spent a lot of time studying film and prepping. Oh,
Damn,
Beck got it, got wide open. Oh, stay up, stay up. Wow, Nick, they came all the way back, bro.
bruh, then you your shit faster than mine. So I didn't
Oh,
even
my
see the
bad. My bad. I
play.
didn't know.
I'm trying to see. Hold on, let me see this play. Ah, hell nah. They back in the game. He
What
can't
was
even
it?
tackle. They was up by
20?
28-7, wasn't it at
My
one point?
my bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. Yeah, it's a real time reaction.
Wow. They
They gotta
came
win it
back.
though. This shit ain't over yet. But damn.
Well, now it's on mirror. Look, I told didn't I always tell you I was like, when you see white people do this, that's how you know shit bad. Anytime it's a bad thing in the game, a white man has his hand on his head. Like he can't believe he can't believe he watching sports.
But a field goal, well,
And this is
hey,
intel. This is I'm with the roll tide, bro. That's an alma mater of mine.
my the in-laws sitting around watch. Oh, don't. Why
Who
would you do that?
They going for 2?
Damn,
They
my
trying
bad,
to.
y'all. Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn, Ken. I'm like, shit. Hold on. Let me see. I'm hoping that they don't get it though. That's all.
I ain't gonna say shit else. How did the hell?
Oh
How
yeah,
did
he
that
shitball.
happen?
He shitball. He ain't getting nothing. That's the best thing ever. Them doing that goofy ass shit. That's a horrible thing to call as a coach.
I think the play wasn't there, and I think he just tried to scramble for it.
Well,
But
I think. I'm talking about the decision to go for 2 because I think he was just saying like we're gonna be down by a field goal anyway, so let's try to put more
no,
point.
yeah. If you go for 2 to get it up by a field goal,
But
to go up by 3, they had to go for 2 there.
they didn't have to
A field
because
goal
points. Because
beats you if
points.
you.
Well, I'm just saying, but points is a premium at this point. Because of
Damn.
like, because now, because think like I'm talking about the risk and reward part of it. Like,
Yeah, I might have to change the title.
yeah,
Um.
Bama choked this. If they lose, they choke this game away.
Well, I mean, this is what we want to see. Milrow, game on the line. Can you go win it? I think I'm confident that he can. I like what I seen, but I think I got to give because look, I was ready to come here and just shit all on Georgia, and I still got some things to say about them, but
I got some things to say too. I mean, it's not looking good. Period. You gave up 33 points. Well, 28. Well, 21 in the first quarter, which is insane, and then 28 over like shortly after. So it's just I don't know.
boom.
This defense ain't shit.
And the other thing is that is uh they're losing by safety as well. So that was the other issue there because they came on a blitz and he threw and Beck just closed his eyes and threw the damn ball, and if they didn't give up that safety, they would be up by 3.
This is insane. You just said boom and like that play. I thought he just threw a nice pass, but that was an insane
I
play,
I had to
bro.
catch myself.
Hey, Ryan Williams. Somebody will say like I've been drinking every time they say he's 17 and he said I'm 7 shots in. They probably saying it again. That's an Milrose. A Milrose, hey, we just got talking about
Heisman,
that.
bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Like we
know
was talking about Shador, like bro.
Shador ain't even in the conversation.
When it comes to quarterbacks, this is an underrated draft. I don't know why people was trying to shit on this draft class that that may be coming out soon. Like we got some QBs. Arch Manning out here doing some he doing some wild shit on the football field. And I ain't even talking about the throw the ball. Nigga try to dance to some more shit.
Yeah, I think that and I'm not saying Shador's not in the conversation about my standards. I'm saying that I've seen the odds of Shador, and I didn't even see his name on the list. They had all these other quarterbacks, which I thought was kind of crazy. But this is so. But I shitted on Milrow last year, Rob.
You did shit
I
on him
did,
last year.
and I had reason to. I came back and I ain't listening to Rob. I just gave this man all the credit for everything that he did in the offseason to come back and look like a better quarterback this year. I like what I'm seeing with him. And I picked
William
Bama to win this game. He's
Williams
balling
put
out.
the Williams made these Georgia corners look like goofballs because that should have been a pick from that throw, and then the spin move to like at least push him out of bounds. What is going on? Georgia has been
Right?
doing horribly tackling all the whole game. That's the number one thing I was gonna say.
How do
Georgia's
you
tackling this game has been ugly,
Yeah, but how the hell you get all that momentum and then you go
and
let that happen,
on
bro?
the first play, he threw a tutty, and he got the 2-point conversion. So now that's what I'm saying. Now you go for 2 and you lose. They got a touch. They scored 8 points.
Shelton, it ain't who's better as a quarterback, but I think that when it comes down to the Heisman, you're gonna have Milrow. Beck
Now
may have
you
gotten back in the conversation. I think shit, Archie Manning keep playing, he might be in it, but I doubt that's gonna happen. I think you have Milrow, Travis Hunter, and I think that's it.
Cam Ward.
Oh, Cam Ward. Cam
Cam Ward
Ward.
should be in that too.
Let me look up the Heisman Vegas odds. Let me see.
So
Makes it
Georgia, so Georgia not getting that 2 point conversion now makes it that they have to score a touchdown to even tie. So if they just went and kick the extra point, a touchdown would give them the lead.
true. True. That's a good point.
So then, and they
Um,
only get how many they got? Everybody got their timeout still, and it's like the 2 minute warning hasn't hit yet either. So they got time to go down the field. And the way these offenses giving up fucking yards, they gonna get down the field quickly.
yeah, but
Somebody got to make a play. But not
yeah,
Milrow's been looking amazing. Beck, let's talk about Carson. What's his name? Carson Beck.
man, get look. I still
Hey,
he made some play. Look, they got back in the game, but get Carson back the fuck out of here, bro. I haven't been impressed with Georgia's offense all year. They've been winning games. They almost lost to Kentucky, the same team that just took out another
Ole
guy that
Miss.
they love, Jackson Dart today, who looked average. But I don't know, man. I'm not big. And Carson, but what he had two awful
Ugly pick.
interceptions,
Yeah, ugly
a
picks.
fumble that he gave away. Yeah, man.
Yeah. These are the games we judge quarterbacks by.
Yeah, but this was definitely this was a good comeback. I mean, it showed a lot of heart. And here's the thing about Carson Beck that I thought was funny, because he could have. I think he had the option to come out last year, and he said he didn't want to do it because he was thinking about this game, and he probably about to lose to them again. And you came out, and you played like
They have to
shit.
score a touchdown though. So this is all on the quarterback. This is no put us in the field goal. And speaking of field goals, I'm done with college football field goals. If I was a college football head coach, ain't nobody, there's no kicker in the country that I trust because they be
Mm-mm.
shanking and missing some. That's what happened to Ole Miss.
Yep, I knew he was gonna miss. You can see it on his face. I was like, he
Everybody,
ready.
it's the same thing that happened. It's the same thing that happened in that Ohio State Georgia game in that playoffs. It was like Ohio State put the whole fucking season if you have a number 44 and you're a kicker, I'm not trusting you. I'm sorry. Anything in the
So
40s or 30s, nah.
right.
Fuck out of here.
So according to USA Today, the Heisman odds are Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, Nico Imalieva, and Dylan Gabriel, and maybe Travis Hunter getting there. I don't see Shador anywhere on this list, and that's as of January today, September 28th. Well, it is today.
Shador is not a top 5 pick to me.
So
He can potentially be a top 10 pick if depending on how his season ends, but he's not a top 5 pick to me. Because you're gonna
yeah, and they're
throw in
talking about
you're gonna throw Travis Hunter is definitely top 5. You'll throw in another quarterback between Cam, or if I don't know if he's even coming out. I don't know who's coming out just outside of Shador, but Cam Ward or Milroe, um, and who else? And then you'll throw in the offensive lineman. Like, nah, I don't think Shador is a top 5 pick, but he can be if they beat some of these teams on their schedule. And this
I
the way
think
he
he'll go
looks,
top five. I
he'll go
think
to.
Larkin has been good. He plays good. He's as good as a lot of these other guys. I think
But the top 5
somebody will take him
teams,
top five.
but what top 5 teams need a quarterback? We think the Giants would be one of them. Would he go to New York? Maybe, because Dion talking about we ain't going to no shitty team like that with a shitty whatever program or whatever. And I don't think no one really trusts. I mean, watching Hard Knocks, I don't think no one trusts the Giants right now. You got the Raiders? Would he go to Vegas? That'd be good for his brand, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He damn sure ain't going to Carolina.
You did. Well, everybody say, hey, if he's that guy, then he should be able to overcome those
Nah, hell nah. He ain't going to Carolina.
deficiencies over there. Nah, they probably won't let him go there.
Fuck around, go to Tennessee.
Notre Dame survived Thriller. Michigan. Oh my God.
We gotta
I
talk
didn't
about
see that
Michigan,
game. What the hell happened?
bruh. That Michigan game, bruh. It was like because they was busting their ass at first, Minnesota, and then all of a sudden, Minnesota, the same way to like this Georgia game, all of a sudden Minnesota started coming back. And it's like to me, it's like the head coach, what's his name? Shamar Moore. What's his
Mm-hmm.
name? He is horrible at second half coaching. Because he'll give up a lot of shit, a lead or whatever in the second half. And he don't got a quarterback. I think you called that out. Like I'm looking at this score. Number 10 ain't shit to me.
Yeah, no.
He's basically running Wildcat every day, every game, and they gave a bullshit call to Michigan to win the game because it was an onside kick and they recovered it, and then they were saying like he was they were behind, they went ahead of the line, and then when you did the instant replay, you see that was behind the line. They timed it out perfectly. Yeah, it was like they've been getting bailed out, and he lucky. The only reason why they ain't coming for his neck is because he's keep winning these games. But he
Michigan
gonna lose
just
one. He's to me, it's like they easily gonna lose to Ohio State. I don't think that's a
oh yeah, they're
question.
gonna blast by Ohio State.
But that's not a loss that well, they already did lose to Texas. But I still think they'll get into the playoffs with 2 losses, even though they're against 2 ranked teams. But I feel like with how they're playing, they're gonna lose one more. They should have lost to USC. It's just USC didn't know what the fuck they was doing. They're easily losing one more game.
Yeah, I think they just UCF with a better brand. Let me look at their schedule while this game play out.
Beck was trying to throw another pick. Boy,
Yeah, Oregon
he got
might
money on the
beat them.
game.
Illinois, they could lose 3 of these 3 games, bro.
Illinois is actually ranked, which I was shocked this season. I don't know who the fuck they've been playing.
You know what I think this would do for Georgia, at least coming back like this, overcoming everything, is I think this
Just hang
will.
on. Don't even do that, Ken. I ain't gonna let you finish that goofy ass line. What you about to say?
I'm just
If
saying, I don't
Georgia,
think they'll
do
drop
you
that
do,
far down.
they won't drop that far down, but everything that we've been saying about Georgia would be true as far as when it comes to Bama. Bama's their kryptonite. It's
Yep.
like it's like the Chiefs and the Bills, and Georgia's the Bills. You know what I'm saying? It's like no matter how good they are with everybody
Ooh.
else.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna have to mute my mic.
All right, now he got me that. Now I gotta shut up and see what happened. I'm over here talking shit. They could have just
Yeah.
made a big play.
Nah. Well, yeah. Let me go ahead. I'm gonna mute my.
Oh yeah, nah, they trash. Georgia's been dropping a lot of highlights that Alabama wide receivers would make. Yeah, this is we'll see. All right, Carson Beck, whatever the nigga name is, we gonna see how good you are. 4th and 2. Shit, my TV behind. Y'all motherfuckers already know what's going on.
Yeah, I had to mute my mic. 4th and 2.
A $1:20 left. There's hella time left.
Yeah. Say for instance they score, you go for 2.
If you score, you're on the road. Yeah, you go for 2.
I mean, it's a game that, for all intents and purposes, you were down 27-0.
If you
So
score, you go for 2 because that forces them that they have to kick the field goal. Because if you just tie the game up, then oh shit, the Alabama player hurt. If you just tie the game up, I feel like that gives Alabama more confidence than if you would get the 2-point conversion. Because I feel like that brings more of a sense of urgency to Alabama. Like we can't just goof around. We have to win this game type shit.
bro, Jalen Muro has 374 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and a pick, 117 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. Like,
Why haven't they ever tried? And maybe it's because it's too many names. But why haven't they ever tried fantasy football for college football?
I don't know. I don't know how they would do it though.
I think it would be it's just too many players. But I'm thinking you could do fantasy football for college football though.
Yeah, these fools were down 28-0, and they just going crazy. So that means they went on a 34-5 run.
They went on an insane run. And they gotta score a touchdown. This is boom or bust. They gotta go for it all 4th downs. That's the crazy thing. So now that's how Alabama has to play. Like you have to play 4 downs every series.
They say, Willian said, and Marty say there is a fantasy football for college. It's just not popular.
Is it like the one? Is it like the one-off games? I'm thinking. I'm talking about like going for like a full season. Like you draft this player. I'm not talking about just like the one-off game days. Like who do you pick for this matchup? But you see that UNLV they won today with a backup quarterback since the other one left. Did you hear about that story at all?
No, I didn't. My
So
Alabama was in power.
the UNLV has been balling this year for some reason,
Mm-hmm.
and they quarterback they was 3-0, but then they quarterback who is heavy into NIL was like, y'all didn't pay me or y'all haven't been paying me what I'm worth. I'm basically removing myself from the team until y'all get y'all money, like get the money right. So he removed himself because they ain't been paying him, or like he said they haven't been keeping up with their promises, and everybody was talking about like this is where the players are going too far and all the other shit. Like they letting NIL and money dictate them what happened to playing for the team and what happened to your commitment to the university, all that goofy shit. This motherfucker, his backup, oh shit,
Mm-hmm.
his backup ends up winning and balling nonetheless. Black QB, I think. And they're 4-0 now. So I'm thinking this nigga, he bet it on him. He did the one thing that niggas are scared to do is bet on themselves, because if they wrong, you wrong twice. You're not only wrong as far as your expectations for the team, but you wrong on thinking we needed you.
That looked like pass interference to me on that last play. That's
Nah, I ain't gonna go that far. It was a clean.
dang.
It was a clean hit. I don't know why he's trying to go for the gusto right now. He should be trying to do check down Charlie. Holding.
I'm wondering the same thing too, because he keeps testing these corners.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
like,
these are
bro,
young corners, but
they
he
look like
keeps
it.
testing these corners, bro.
Oh, they said offsides? Oh shit. Okay. And that was what, third and
I
4?
don't know, bro. I think Beck gonna fuck up somewhere somehow.
He may make a goofy play. Oh, hold on. That was a false start, if anything. I don't know. We'll see how this game go. Wow. He was right, Ken.
Pathetic. Like Jesus Christ, bro. What the
That
hell
was
you
a
doing? What the hell are you doing?
and that was at the same dude, number 2. He kept trying to fuck with number 2. He threw that pass the same way Jefferson did in the Colorado game.
What is that?
It was a beautiful pick.
He feeling himself too much. Way too damn aggressive, bro. Like, what are you doing? You gotta give
If
yourself more
any
chances. Why are you doing that?
if anything, he had a better look on the other side, on his right side.
That was the
Like he just threw a 50-50 ball up, and I guess he was just he just got out muscled.
but
That's
he ain't really
crazy.
hit that shit. Like, you ain't really been I don't, man. That shit was crazy, bro. What are you like? It made no sense. That shit made no sense at all. What are you doing? Because you ain't. Has he even? I think he. I think I missed some plays, but that guy's been holding up in coverage. He just stopped another play, and then you try to get him again. Nah, bro.
That's crazy. So Georgia's using their timeouts. They trying to.
I don't know if they had all three or if they had.
Yeah, they had all 3. So they used a second timeout. That's crazy. Yeah, that's a wrap. I don't even know what the motherfucker doing. They already got the fucking they can't hold back on the fireworks. They
Well, at least
already
the title
celebrating.
holds up. Because Jesus Christ, bro, that shit was awful.
That was the worst way to lose too. At least get blown out so you could be like, all right, it wasn't our game. To come back and lose like that off a pick.
4 turnovers too. By bet.
And
and then you throw one at
where's
the
the
end of the game.
scheme? Where's the scheme to go on across the middle? Like that's like why are we always just going on the outside?
That is the biggest thing when I'm watching this game. I'm like, where's the offensive scheme for Georgia? Early on, everybody for Alabama was open. So, but yeah, it turned into an ugly situation for Alabama, but they got it done. I think that Beck is overrated. I agree with you. I think Bama may be kryptonite for Georgia. Saban isn't there, and you losing to this guy. And they got talent, and this offense this guy has been running is pretty good. But
Yeah, the one thing I'll say about Bama is like that defense shit is ugly. When you let, granted, this is Georgia. They were ranked higher and they, the most recent champs, or no, not them. That's Michigan. But like in recent history, but yeah, you don't go up that heavy and then give up a lead like that to where like you're waiting for a Carson Beck mistake to save your season. Um,
yeah,
Now
yeah.
this is their best win of the season, but that defense, we'll see how they play against another ranked team.
Well, the thing is, what does it say about Carson Beck? And I think that's like this was the game I wanted to see how
He
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 performed.
choked. He choked early. That's what it says. He just choked early. Like
Yeah,
I
three
didn't like.
interceptions, including the one that ended the game when you had a chance to tie it. Like that's not that's not sound football. That's not thinking football. And he had a fumble, so he had 4 turnovers, and they lost by a touchdown. He talked all that shit. Now the only way he'll get his get back is if they get to the SEC title game. So we'll see how that go. And who does Alabama have up next? So they whooped up on. Yeah, they this was their first big test. I think it's the first big test for both of these teams actually.
Well, don't tell Georgia that Georgia damn near
Oh,
lost to
Georgia, yeah,
Kentucky.
never mind. Georgia beat Clemson to
But that was
start
that.
the
But
year.
we realized Clemson ain't.
I mean, they're 14th. They're still they got themselves back together.
Clemson ain't
But they
shit.
play tougher opponents. Ooh, and Georgia got Texas. So they should
Georgia
be
hasn't played Texas yet.
they play Texas in 3 weeks. Well, they have 3 weeks, yeah, because they just had their bye week. So they have Auburn, Mississippi State, and Texas coming up. Then they got to play Ole Miss and Tennessee. They might end with 2 losses. And Tennessee,
Tennessee
they
people
not
talking about
looking
that.
like
They
it.
Tennessee say they people say they a sleeper.
So that's going to be a tough one. Alabama's schedule,
Hold on,
their
listen.
toughest opponents. They got to play Tennessee, of course. Missouri, LSU. They own LSU. They'll be LSU. So they could probably win out, bro. Tennessee may give them some trouble, but they might win out. But Beck, bro, Beck a little shaky.
Hey, this Cincinnati game just got interesting again. It's 41-44, and we got the ball with a minute 15 left. I will say this about the quarterback for Cincinnati. He's top 8 in the country as a quarterback. I saw a
Where
ranking
was
on it,
that
and
game?
I've been watching it. Basically, I'm saying he's like that Colorado game ain't gonna be easy, kid. That's what I'm trying to say. we see who a real top flight quarterback.
Let me see. Is that game probably not even on TV? Is it?
It's on ESPN too. Chill out. We a good program. I hate when y'all be trying to get. I feel like until y'all met me, y'all didn't know Cincinnati was even on the goddamn map. And then since I came into this motherfucker, you been hearing about it. You can't ignore it. You can't ignore it at all. We out here.
I can't believe Carson Beck threw that stupid ass interception though.
That was the goofiest interception. And I swear he had to look. Granted, y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. I swear on the opposite side, his right hand side, there was a dude cutting up, and I don't think the safety bit enough to where he could, like, if he threw it that way, it would still not have ended with a pick. But it looked like he had a better option on the right side. He just wanted to fuck with number 2.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Let's see. Off topic. Why did Travis Hunter blow off Cam like that? They talked after the game.
They was.
There's
I
a
thought that was a
video.
whole joke. Yeah, I thought it was a whole joke. I didn't really give.
Yeah.
And Cam is a fucking giant, bruh. I don't know why the fuck. Remember that video that came out when them niggas was trying to fuck with him? And,
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you don't fuck with football players. I used to intern at one of the local stations in Cincinnati for their
Mm.
sports team, and I saw some of those Bengals players. Like you remember Devin Steele? They had a whole thing for him when his daughter was going through. I think she had
Oh yeah,
cancer.
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
seen what he looked like in pads walking into the practice field. But that motherfucker look like the Hulk in the first Avengers. Like that nigga, he is a giant motherfucker. And I was like, oh hell no. You shoot you. That's what I'm saying. You just shoot football players. You don't fight them. You don't do nothing like that. You don't talk shit about them. You just shoot them because there's no other way you're gonna deal with that.
What conference is Cincinnati in?
We're in the Big 12 now. That's why we face Colorado.
Oh, I couldn't find them.
Yeah, we was in not the ACC, but the American Athletic. It was AAC, a goofy ass conference. But we got up out of there.
Oh yeah, y'all playing Texas Tech. Okay.
Mhm. That's what I'm saying. Like Colorado has to play both of these teams, so it's interesting just to see how this plays out.
I gotta log in. Hold on. Let me see. Let's see what these boys do.
But the quarterback for Cincinnati, he nice though. Hey, somebody could do something with it. Do you think Texas brings back Ewers when he gets back, or do they keep? Is it gonna be like a
Man,
Justin
I don't know
Fields where they
what they're
do?
gonna do, bro. I
I
think
feel
they're
like it's
gonna
gonna be.
have to, because it's not like he was playing shitty.
It wasn't, and he got that commercial with the Dr. Pepper where he's like talking about the backup shit as a joke, bro. He may fuck around and lose his job because they got Arch. You know the marketing team been waiting for Arch Manning to get some playing time and the ball out because they got hella shit. It seemed like every time this motherfucker make a first down, it's on the Bleacher Report highlights. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I think they are in the worst situation because Uber's definitely a top quarterback coming out. So, but they've been rolling, and I mean they. I mean, well, they've
And
been
it's not even
shit
like they
basically.
just wrote. It's not even like he's doing anything like yours isn't doing. It's the way he's doing it. It's like he's showing off the speed, he's showing off the accuracy, the touch, the moxie, the the comfortability like he been here before. It's like, bruh. And he got a personality too. At least on the field a little bit. Like, I don't know, man.
It's
I don't see how you put that on the bench. I don't see how you put it on the bench.
uh, yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know what to do. I don't know what they can do. Like they're gonna have to play both. I think that's what they're gonna have to do. Find a way to play both. But how does the offense work with that? So, and then their schedule. I mean, you may want a more experienced quarterback playing Georgia, so maybe you can play him there. But they play Oklahoma next, and then they play Georgia. They should be able to beat Oklahoma, and shit, I actually think they can beat Georgia. Then they got Vanderbilt, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky. Those should all be winnable games, and then you finish out the season with Texas A&M. He'll have moments to play in those games, but that's tough, man. That's the worst thing that could have happened. That's the
Yeah,
worst thing that could happen.
yeah, you're right.
2nd and 5, Brendan Sorsby. Oh,
I don't know
4
what he
touchdowns.
is, but he made a play. He made a play just a few minutes ago.
So they
Brandon
just need to
Shorsby.
tie it.
I'm telling you, man, look at his stats, bro. Like he all right. He's super all right, Ken. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had a quarterback like him in a minute. The last one I think of is I would not be shaking those things if I was a fan. But we haven't had a quarterback like him since Tony Pike.
I remember him.
That was back when it was like Tony Pike, Marty Gilliard. That was with Brian Kelly's Cincinnati's teams where we got dusted by Florida in the Orange Bowl. But
Mm. Oh, they don't have any timeouts. Oh, we limping, boy. You
nah,
better run your ass off.
we just trying to get in field goal range. Oh shit. Oh yeah, the Knicks trade.
Oh shit! Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, the Knicks trade. I don't think I have the full details, but I'll go off the top of my head. The the New York Knicks in like a thief in the fucking night traded with the Minnesota Timberwolves um to receive Cat and I'm not sure what else, but they gave up Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, and I think a first round pick from the Pistons.
Yeah, I'm pulling
Who-
up on the NBA. So is it a okay? So Knicks.
I think it's a done deal. I think it's
Okay.
a Don Cheadle done deal.
Yep. Yep.
Because
Yeah, the Detroit Pistons first round pick.
Cat already sending out sub tweets and shit like that. So I think it's a
Mhm.
done deal. And it's crazy because we're not getting this from Woj. This is the first big news we're getting like not coming from Woj, which is crazy to think about. Um,
Yeah. So I think on the show we talked about um the financial situation that the Timberwolves were found themselves in because of Gobert and other shit.
because of Cat and
Um,
Gobert, because Ant ain't paid yet. I don't think.
yeah. So me looking at this is their first move to address the cap situation that they were going to be in. And the obvious thing is now it's like this is Anthony's team. This is Anthony Edwards' team.
Which it should
Hands
have
down.
been. Which it should have been.
True, true.
I
Once
mean,
he
it's not like
ascended,
yeah. This
yeah, it
is
should have been.
the funny thing is don't talk about it. I feel like you're giving it the emotion like it's a sad thing to see a first round pick get basically become the second fiddle to another first round pick. But we always talked about this that Minnesota needs to move off of Cat. Um, he's just not that dude for them. And granted, Minnesota tried. I think they were like, look, if we get to the finals, we will keep everybody. And the
Yeah,
fact that they used all their energy in the second round and not the third and not in the finals or in the conference finals. I think that was the decision that they made. But I don't really hate them for it. I don't know what it does for them, but I don't hate them for it.
nah, neither am I. But so I think it was financial situation, and I think it'll give them an opportunity to trade Randall at some point. So I think that's what we're looking at. I did not know they were calling this guy Big Purr. That's a hilarious nickname. But either way it go, I think this was more financial than anything. Because I'm like, how does Julius Randle help this team? Because he's a ball hog, not ball hog, but he definitely stops the ball when it goes to him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. So I don't know what type of ball movement they're gonna have or anything. So the coach is gonna have some. I like Dante DiVincenzo. I think he fits with them.
He fits them with them wonderfully. He spaces the floor. They needed more shooting on the outside, consistent shooting on the outside. And obviously, I'm a Knicks fan, so I know what he can do when it comes to just that. And he's low key athletic, like what they say about sneaky athletic. So I just think I agree with you with Randall. Like I've watched enough of Randall. We're seeing like he doesn't know how to play Chris Bosh, and not to say he's not talented like Chris Bosh, but he just chooses mentally not to play like him. Like if you pass him the rock, he's going to shoot it regardless. He's going to dribble. He's going to create. He has some type of handles, but I think only handles when it comes to him going against another big. But as far as like if he's going against like a 2 or a 3, I think they neutralize him really quickly, and he's just doing a turnaround fake. He kind of plays like Melo in a sense sometimes, with just ISO ball, for better for worse. I don't think he's just he can shoot threes, but I don't see him as a 3-point shooter. Um, he's more mid range where he's gonna kill you. But he's not that dominant in the paint though. Like he'll get rebounds because he's a tall dude, but he's not like a Joker where he has a lot of post moves and stuff like that. He can do things here and there, but his post move game is really, it look goofy, at least to me sometimes. But with Ant, I don't know how, like, they almost play in the same space. So it'll be interesting. Maybe Ant has to elevate his game now to being like, I have to be a consistent 3-point shooter. I just have to be a scorer in general. I can score anywhere, which I think he has the talent to do. It's just that you're now asking him to do that now moving forward. That's the expectation. I probably, if I'm Minnesota, I would have liked them to. And I think they did draft a point guard or something, but they need to get better at. Yeah, they need to get better at the point guard position because Mike Conley is damn near on his way out, if not already. And I don't think that's a key position that they don't really have a good handle on.
Yeah, and I think this is, will help alleviate some of the pressure off him. So I don't know what they're gonna do to address like that point guard position long term, but until the rookie comes along. But so yeah, for me, I think it's a step back for the Timberwolves. I just don't see how it work. I gotta think about it some more. But right now, based on what I know about Randall, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work. And I think we'll learn a lot about Anthony Edwards too, if he's able to make this work and with Randall and the system that they have or whatever system they designs. Um, but the Knicks, though, how do you like this for the Knicks? Because they're going for it. This is more about the Knicks than the Wolves to me.
Honestly, I was gonna say I'm a little bit off opposite. I think it's more about the Wolves than the Knicks because the Wolves were closer than the Knicks to get into the finals, and you traded a big key piece, and you replaced that with a piece that's like, you at best, this is another man's trash, another man's treasure kind of trade. On both sides. For me, with the Knicks, though, this proves that they pushing all their chips in and they going for it. And this team is interesting because fuck the on paper shit. Like, best case scenario, this is an Eastern Conference team, Eastern Conference Finals team. Because they were one game away from getting to the Eastern Conference Finals with the pieces that they have, and off the strength of Brunson doing some otherworldly shit. Now you add Mikal Bridges. Now you add Cat, so that evens out the scoring. And Cat is versatile, so he can score anywhere. I hated that we lost Hartenstein to the Thunder because I think that was a key piece I wish they could have kept. But if you're trying to deck all this stuff out we are now, giving up Hartenstein and DiVincenzo and Randall for the pieces you get back, I'm cool with that. But health is a big concern, but best case scenario, it's only them in Boston I see in the East. Both teams healthy, it's just them in Boston. I would still give the nod to Boston because I'm not going to deny they're still the champs. But if Brun play like how he did last playoffs, and Mikal Bridges continues just him being the guy he is, and then you get Cat with his same numbers, less goofy shit.
It won't be less goofy shit.
I know it won't be less goofy shit, but I'm hoping because of the culture and Tom Thibodeau and them. Like, look, bro, we actually wanted you here. They didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, be motivated by that. I'll tell you this: I'm going to that Thunder. I'm going to the Knicks T-Wolves game. That's going to be in January when they come to Madison Square Garden. I'm looking at buying my ticket right now. Because I just got paid I get paid on Monday, so I'm gonna just spend it and not even think about it. But I'm gonna be in the stands for that game because that's gonna be the game. That's Randall coming back to New York. That's because I think they play in December in Minnesota, so it's not gonna be their first time matching up. But it'll be Randall coming back to New York since the trade. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be in the stands for that, and that'll be my first game going in MSG period. So yeah, I want to see that matchup. But I think that pushes the Knicks because if you trying to make a case for any other team, you could some people who bring up Philly with them adding Paul George, but it's Philly, and you just added Paul George. I'll just repeat that. Um, Outside of them, are you talk the Cavs were a playoff team, but I don't think anybody's really scared of them. Miami, I think has gotten old, and I don't think they really got that the energy and firepower. And who else is there? You got Indiana, but if Halliburton is your best player, then I ain't taking you seriously. I ain't saying he's shitty or nothing like that. I'm just not taking you seriously. Um, and then you got Milwaukee. I think outside of Giannis, you ain't got shit in Milwaukee because they don't know what the fuck they doing.
With
Um,
Dame.
Not even just with Dame, with their head coach. You fire a coach that was good
Oh
for replacing
yeah,
with a
that
coach
too.
that's bad. Like it's Doc Rivers, again. Like get the fuck out of here. Um, I think those are pretty much all the teams. Like those are the main teams that you would talk about.
So you got Jalen Brunson. Who's the you got Michael Bridges.
You got OG Ananobi.
Uh huh.
You got this is the starting five. They said is Jalen Brunson, OG Ananobi, Mikal Bridges, uh, Cat, and who else? There was one more person. I just saw the little Bleacher Report slideshow. But either way, I think
That's pretty good, bro.
that's a good little starting four, starting five. I don't think that there's a fifth member, but
I just don't know how they're gonna make all this work. That'll be the interesting thing. I mean, you got 21 and almost a double double with Cat Brunson gonna do what he do. Mikal Bridges will fit in nicely as a role player.
so here's the lineup for both teams for after the trade. Mike for the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, which isn't a bad starting five, just off the names. And then for the Knicks, you got Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Carl Towns.
Mm.
That's
So,
about as fair. That's about as fair as trade you're gonna get,
yeah,
honestly.
sound like a title team to me.
Now with the Timberwolves, does that lineup beat the Nuggets in a series? Because
No.
I don't think Dallas is getting. I don't think Dallas is getting back there. Um, so to me, it's only the Nuggets. I don't trust the Lakers. I don't trust no other team in the West but the Nuggets. The Nuggets and the Timberwolves, actually, those are the only two teams that I would trust.
Yeah, and apparently Dante didn't like his role, and then the contract situation with the Knicks
Oh, so
were
they
an
was like, all
issue
right.
with Randall. Yeah.
They was like, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of here.
So yeah, and then Cat posted an ellipsis, I guess. So Josh Hart. That man, you don't think y'all can win a title, bro, with that?
You don't ask me that question. I think we could. I'm only trying to be respectful. I'm still mild mannered Nick right now. That's the thing. It ain't just for football season. I'm going into once we get into real basketball season, then I can see where we at. But that's a title winning team for me, led by Jalen Brunson. And this is all based off best case scenario. Ken, health wise, everybody's still playing at their level, if not better, and no one gets hurt. Like, well, Tibbs doesn't do, gets in his own way. Because I see us matching up well against Boston with that. OG and Josh Hart will guard between Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. Jalen Brunson's gonna do the scoring. Michael Bridges is gonna do his thing on either end as a high end 3-and-D guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Carl just got to give me 20 and 10. That's all I'm at. Not even that, 20 and 8. If Carl can give
He
you
can do
20 and
that.
8 if he can get you that, if he can give me that every time and play more than 60 games, I'm cool with it. If everybody can play more than 60 games, I'm cool with this.
Yeah, Carlin. I mean, in terms of impact on the floor, I mean, we know Cat's unlimited. I mean, his offensive versatility. Um, but they're not the same player, but they are kind of the same player in terms of overall impact to the team. Carl Anthony Towns and Randall. Um, so we'll see if if they'll make it work. I'm just really interested in how the hell they're gonna make Randall work in Minnesota. That's what I want to know. I can see Cat kind of fitting in more in New York because they can do a spread out offense. They can almost damn near play like Boston because Cat can shoot the three, so they can go 5 out whenever they want to as well. So that gives them a lot of more flexibility. And Cat doesn't like the post up, but he has he can play all over the court. So
Well, the thing is, we have Mitchell Robinson still, so he can do the dirty work if Cat really want to be a punk ass nigga about that shit. We still also got another center too, Jericho Sims. My thing is now I'm thinking about the bench for the Knicks, like Deuce McBride, Mitchell Robinson, Jericho Sims. I think there's a couple other people, but that's going to be key now because DiVincenzo was a huge part of our bench. And now we're trying to find scoring. Deuce McBride he stepped up last year. He actually became better, like you can count on role player defensively and offensively. But he needs to step up even more because we're gonna need him to be a point guard or at least be able to be a playmaker. That's why my concern is with the bench. Outside of that, I gotta tip my cap to Leon Rose and Worldwide West. Like they've been doing for the last 5 years. I haven't talked about the Knicks like this is if ever. Maybe since before I even joined Dead in Sports, when I was just a Melo fan, cheering them on. But like, yeah, this is it's damn near exciting. The only thing that would make me more happier is if the Bengals was 3-0 instead of 0-3. Then I'll be like, I'll be like, I'm on the top of the world. That's when I'll start talking shit. I'll be talking shit right then and there if that was the case.
Yeah. Well, definitely some excitement to look forward to for the NBA. No one saw this coming. And yeah, a big trade without Woj is different. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, man, we appreciate you guys showing up. Make sure you guys come back Tuesday. We got we have a whole slew of NFL games to recap. Lots on the line going into week 4 because this is when you start to kind of separate yourself. This is supposed to be that marker where you know who you are. So we're gonna find out some stuff come this weekend after this week.
Yeah, Tuesday gonna be an interesting show.
And man, and I saw you didn't have a reaction to your kicker missing the field goal, which is ironic
because I told you that's what I was like. I didn't even want to say nothing. Because I looked at it. As soon as he kicked it, I was like, bro, this about to be wide left, right.
Yep.
It was. You should have kicked it, Ken. I got more faith in you, man. Yeah.
I was like, when I saw stupid 51 yarders, I was like, oh man, this ain't he ain't gonna.
There's no such thing as a college football, a good kicker in college football.
No, not at all. So anyway, all right, we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.